Time is not lost, it's given, but we treat it like something we own, like it'll renew itself at our convenience. We say later like it's a place we can walk into when we feel like it. But when later comes, it's always now. And now is uncomfortable. Now demands courage. Now is where purpose lives, but we trade it for scrolling, for silence, for softness. We delay not because we are lazy, but because we fear discomfort, judgment, failure. The irony? The future never arrives with trumpets. It simply walks in as another now. We push our dreams into the fog of someday, only to find out that someday was just now in disguise. Procrastination is not some gentle pause. It's not a small, harmless habit. It's entitlement. It assumes life will wait for you, that opportunities will circle back when you're finally ready. It's arrogance. It assumes your future self will be stronger, more disciplined, more inspired. It's disrespect. It assumes your calling will stay available, untouched, while you waste time rehearsing failure in your head. But the truth is, life moves, with or without you. Time isn't yours. You don't own it. You only rent it. And the rent is due every second. They say the graveyard is full of billion-dollar ideas, dreams that were whispered to people who thought they had time, plans that needed just one brave hour, one moment of action, but were instead fed to fear. You say you'll do it when you're motivated, but motivation is a liar. You say pressure will push you to finish, but panic and purpose don't live in the same house. You say you'll start when you feel ready, but readiness is not a feeling, it's a choice. Every day you choose to act or to avoid. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be fearless. You just need to be present. Start ugly, start uncertain. Start now. Start while your hands are shaking. Your hesitation has roots. Some of them are fear of failing, of not being enough, fear of being seen, of being judged. Others are habits, waiting until the last minute because you think you work better under pressure, avoiding the hard thing because you want to feel safe a little longer, doing everything else except the one thing that truly matters. Maybe you're overwhelmed. Maybe the vision is too big to hold in your hands. Maybe you're tired of being disappointed by your own starts. That's okay, but promise yourself this. You won't wait for a perfect mood to meet a divine moment. You won't wait for energy to chase your assignment. You'll act, even if the step is small, even if no one claps. You'll show up because you believe God didn't plant this dream in you for it to die untouched. You weren't called to comfort. You were called to movement, to obedience, to progress, however slow, however shaky. Make a list. Tonight, not tomorrow. Write what needs to be done. Break it down. Add how long each task will take. Don't let your day arrive without giving it direction. And above all, ask yourself every morning, am I trading what matters for what numbs? You're not lazy. You're not broken. You're not doomed to cycles. You just need clarity, structure, truth. And you need to speak to the version of yourself who thinks time is infinite. Remind her it is not. What have you delayed that matters to your soul? What task are you avoiding because you fear how great it might require you to become? What would change if you treated time like sacred ground, not something you casually waste? Take your journal. Write without filters. What am I afraid to begin, and why? If I believed I was strong enough, what would I do today? What's the one action I can take right now, no matter how small, that pulls me closer to purpose? You were not created to pause. You were created to plant, to push, to pursue, even in fear, even in doubt. Your potential doesn't live in another tomorrow. It lives here now, in the decision you make today. The world may want your delay, but heaven is waiting for your yes. And your time, my friend, starts now. You know what makes a hard task even harder? Avoiding it. We think procrastination gives us relief, but it really just stretches the discomfort longer. You carry the weight of the thing you won't do. You think about it, stress over it, feel guilty about it. Yet it remains untouched. And the longer you delay, the heavier it becomes. Procrastination doesn't remove the task. It just makes you live with it longer. Today I choose to confront, not delay. My time is a sacred assignment, not a bottomless pit. I show up because my future deserves a responsible present. Romans 12:11 tells us, "Not slothful in business, fervent in spirit, serving the Lord." In other words, be diligent, be driven, be disciplined. God doesn't call us to delay our purpose. He calls us to move with urgency, not panic, not haste, but with holy intention. Some of us say, "I'm waiting for the right time," but often that's just fear dressed up as patience. The right time is rarely perfect. The right time is the time God has already given you, now. So how do we fight procrastination in daily life? First, break the illusion. You think you need a full plan, full energy, or the perfect setting to begin, but you don't. You just need a start. If you're staring at a mountain, stop looking at the peak. Look at the first step. Break big things into small, clear parts. Make a list. Yes, a simple list. One young woman named Carol said, "I put the hardest task first. Once I check it off, everything else flows easier." That's not just strategy, it's mental freedom, because every small finish builds momentum for the next. Still feel stuck? Here's a simple tip. Set a timer for 10 or 15 minutes. Tell yourself, "I'll just work on it until the timer goes off." And when it does, you'll already be in motion. Starting is the hardest part, but starting is also where the weight begins to lift. Ask yourself honestly, what have I been avoiding that's costing me peace? What task keeps showing up in my thoughts because I keep pushing it away? What could change in my life if I just started, even imperfectly? The Bible doesn't praise delay. It praises diligence. It calls slothfulness a trap and tells us to redeem the time because the days are evil. Time is not promised, and your purpose can't afford to be paused. So today, give yourself permission to begin. Not to finish everything, not to be perfect, but to break the seal of delay, to choose responsibility over regret, to honor God with your effort, not just your intention. You're not behind. You're not lazy. You just need to move, and grace will meet you there.